Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we make a custom 316 stainless steel machine plate. Every year at CNCKing.com, we always do more stainless steel, more anodized aluminum, more metal general kind of work. We have plasma cutter, we can cut it with a water jet, we can cut it with a laser. So a lot of different ways of cutting metal, and there's no one perfect way. There's just the best technology that's available to cut what we have design spec wise. Something that's very, very thick, let's say 2 inches thick, we'll use our plasma cutter. If you have something that's very, very thin, like anodized aluminum, we use the fiber laser cutter. If you just have a general job with very, very tight tolerances, then you use the water jet. So again, everything has a plus and a minus, and it's just figuring out the best one for the job. In this case here, this is actually laser cut 316 stainless steel. Now I'm moving it around because it's stainless steel and it's highly reflective. The finish on it is number 4 finish, so it's a nice brushed finish. I hope you can sort of see it. And what you see on the material itself is actually fiber laser etched. In this video, you're going to see me doing 2 different processes using the fiber laser. The first one you see now is using the gantry to go back and forth and etch onto the surface of the metal. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to create some thickness, or I want some imagery, or I want some text to appear there. The second way of doing it is actually creating what you see there as cut lines. Now this laser here specifically cannot cut through this kind of metal. It's not made for that. It's made for etching the metal. But by using sort of fake cut lines, essentially, then the gantry moves only over the areas that I want it to. Therefore, it's very efficient. But the cost of that is that it can only make very, very fine lines because the fiber laser is very, very thin compared to CO2 laser or anything else we have here in the shop. Now, the disadvantage, as you see, I'm spending a lot of time going over areas that nothing is happening. And that costs a lot of time, so to speak. And when you're doing the cutting process, you're not doing that. You're going only over the areas that are important. It's the same idea as with our Galvo fiber laser. The Galvo only goes over the areas that you need some lasering, and it skips everything else that doesn't. So that's a major advantage. That's why it's so fast. So if I was going to do, let's say, 1,000 of these plates here, this is the way I would do it. I've lost track of how many plates I've done, so I mix and match the different processes to be optimal. But if I'm just doing a couple plates, there's no point spending all the time optimizing things. You just try to make things as good as you can for the customer. And here you can see the final cut process. So your options with CNCKing.com are completely endless when it comes to stainless steel or any kind of metal for that instance. In this case here, it's 11 gauge, which is roughly an 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters thick. And you might think, well, that's not very thick, but you cannot bend this by hand. It's pretty strong. And that's the nice thing about stainless steel, or even mild steel for that instance, is that unlike wood or other stuff that we do here in the shop, steel is relatively small, but very, very hard and very, very strong. Now, the reason why this is stainless steel for this project here is because it's going in a corrosive environment. So 304 stainless steel is just not corrosive resistant enough. 316 stainless steel can still corrode, of course, but it's more corrosion resistant than 304. You also notice holes in each corner. And the reason for that is because they're going to be riveting this to the job. Of course, we can produce plates like this without that if you want to tackle them directly to stainless steel jobs. Now, if you have if you're a welder and you're doing a lot of mild steel work, well, then we can make these out of stainless steel. We can also make them out of mild steel cut all the way through. You can also customize literally anything you want on the plate itself. Also, you're not limited to this thickness. We go thinner, we go thicker. So whatever sort of spec you have when it comes to metal, we can then make for you here in the shop and ship them right to your door.